we honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse.
Bill has the tape. It's always nice.
Yeah. Borko.
Okay.
B-O-R-K-O.
Borko. You're Borko.
Borko.
Okay, yeah. Okay, welcome here. Good morning from Wrocław, Poland. Marty Horkin here with Lee Borko, ready for today's game. In a matchup of two teams looking for their first wins, I believe, here in Poland. I know for Denmark, pretty sure for Ukraine as well, but a battle that will be a good one on paper right here today. I've had a chance to see both of these teams. I think that they're pretty evenly matched. We'll sort of highlight a few of the players to watch here as the goaltenders head back to their cages. Timkiv, who's in goal for Ukraine, he's seen a lot of shots in this tournament. He's done a really good job. And we have a sort of a newcomer here, Daniel Bjorn. Bjorn came in yesterday in relief after late in the game. Goalie had a little injury, sort of made an awkward maneuver. He had to come in, did a nice job in relief, and he gets the start today. Had a chance to talk to his mom before the game today. He's a junior in high school from Santa Cruz, California. So nice to see you get your first start there. Ready to go. Face off here for Ukraine. Polishuk, he's been very strong. This will be an indication of how things might go today. Polishuk has been strong on face off. If Ukraine can maintain possession, could be a key to victory for them. And as we see, Polishuk does pull it out. Really nice on the clamp. And he looks to clear. And Polishuk gets the ball around through X. Ukraine will possess, looking to settle it up. Another player to look for, Lee, today. I know you haven't, maybe you have seen the Ukrainian side maybe once, but one of the players here, Michael Melyanchenko, will be one of the go-to guys. He's number 27. He's a strong left-handed attackman. I've often mentioned he's sort of he's strong, wants to go to the left, but often sort of shows the right with a low sort of Canadian style box sort of approach. Sharp player, very skilled and smooth out there. Physical play as the ball's on the ground here. We're on field 2 today, grass field over here. We had some rain overnight, a little bit slick out there. Nice play by Denmark to pick up that ground ball in traffic, and now it goes the other way. And intercepted again. Nice athletic play by Denmark. They get it through their attack. They'll get their first offensive touch. And as we said there, Lee, Timkiv, solid in net. Nice approach, nice shot there for number 3. That's Agard. Had a chance to see him play yesterday. Really nice. He sort of runs the offense out there. He and also number 33, Nick Lund, does a good job out there as well.
The goalie saw that all the way. I know he wanted to get rid of that. In front of in the crease, it's very soft. You're seeing anything there. Doesn't bounce very far. It kind of sticks a little in the mud.
And this could be the matchup right here. We have strong defense. Melyanchenko offense. There's that right hand I was mentioning that he goes to. Sort of rolls back. Number 35 there on defense. That's Lucas Peterson doing a nice job, but he'll be tested today.
Denmark is going to be the more experienced team. Only they've had a team for quite a while. Ukraine is a brand new team, and they've been competitive enough for a brand new team. Really, it's difficult when they're going against a lot of these seasoned teams.
Yeah, we've seen that. We've had Bulgaria has been a new team here. One of the fan favorites, though, around the camp here. The guys have been very friendly, affable bunch of guys. A couple of really big fellas over there, too. So just really good guys.
I see them every day. They're staying at the same place I am. and always saying hello, big smiles.
Yeah, all smiles.
They're enjoying it. They've had a tough time on the field, but they're really enjoying being here.
And then that's what's a nice take right here. Great take, inside roll, good defense by, big hit in front there, number 55, Duffield. He had a big check came in there. It wasn't too high, but it was inching up that way. Physical play. They have a couple of big, these Danes have a few big defenders here. Nice approach angles. This is 95 with the ball. It's going to be Humniak, who said his name in the previous games I've had. He's athletic, quite quick. And he's guarded there by Mertz. And that's a really nice take there by number 17, Nazari Panine. You'll hear his name quite a bit today. Really nice take, strong right-handed finish by Panine. I've mentioned in earlier broadcasts when I've had them, he's sort of a Swiss Army knife of a player. He does a lot of things well. He strong defensive midfielder. He's been known to sort of take the ball end to end on the clears, and he finishes with the scoring touch right there. Nice job for Ukraine, and they're on the board 1-0. It's nice work right there, kicking it forward. You're welcome to kick the ball in lacrosse. You just can't go closing your hand on it. You can't sort of go for a catching motion or anything like that, but as long as, kicking is fine. Little known rule too, you can actually kick it into the net. It hasn't happened too often. I've never seen it in my life, but it is a way you can get a valid goal.
Neither have I, really.
Never. I've seen,
yeah. Usually they're trying to kick it out to be able to get the possession back.
Always looking to get space. So we get to see the attack from Denmark here, the offensive side of the ball. They're going to cycle it around. A couple of players to look for here. Like I said, Lund has been a player. We have a nice dodge coming up here, setting up alley dodge. Good defense, number 15. And it's a great take for Denmark, and they're on the board. That's Alex Farrington. It was a nice sort of strong right-handed dodge. He was sort of met by the Ukrainian defender. Brought the ball in, sort of did a face dodge, got it available and put it through the back of the net. Nice job. We have a goalie, something happening here. Changing sticks. I think he had a stick issue, so he runs over to the substitution box. It was actually in the Denmark-Norway game yesterday. They had to stop the game. Something happened with the Norwegian goalkeeper. His helmet had snapped. Something came off, so safety for the goalkeeper. They stopped the game, made sure they got things right. Can't have a game without a goalie. And you can't have a game as well without the officials, and I just wanted to make sure they get the credit they deserve. They've been working a lot of games here. They do an outstanding job. A lot of communication on their part, a lot of hustle, and overheard a few of them today as we talk, getting late in the tournament. You have a lot of bumps and bruises on the players, and overhearing some officials today, they're getting dinged up too. They have, my knee's swollen, I have to ice something up, things like that. Just make sure you want to credit them. They do a great job. A lot of games. Luckily, it hasn't been overly hot of late, so the players and officials probably enjoying that. Little overcast today. The temperature is not supposed to be. It's supposed to be quite pleasant today. Chance of rain later, I believe.
This isn't a weekend tournament. It's a week and a half.
Sure is.
A lot of games. I've seen a lot of injuries. Not really bad injuries, but bad enough to,
and that's
pulled muscles or
it's going to be an over and back right here, so the ball will go to Ukraine.
And you're talking about the officials. They have to sprint up and down the
Sure,
field also.
Yeah. No, they sure do. They're and as much as teams are scouting and looking at things, they're being sort of watched as well too. They want to see who's going to get some of the bigger games later in the tournament. We have some semifinals coming up later today. We have a final looming on Saturday, and that's an errant pass, wayward pass. Goes away. It's going to be. They're both pointing white here.
Are they calling a tip possibly?
They're saying deflection here. Deflection. We're saying deflection. The official is suggesting deflection over here. 99. Nice take right there. Good hustle on the backup. And as you've probably heard several times, when we have a shot in lacrosse, the person who's closest to the point of exit, where and when it went out of bounds, and that will be who gets possession. Good defense there by Denmark, and they'll look to go the other way. Chance of transition, but a great hustle defensively coming back for Humniak. Very speedy player. He pressured that enough to maybe to make that errant pass by Denmark. Nice hustle back in the hole by Humniak.
It's interesting, a misconception of some people on the when they dive with their stick out. The stick has nothing to do with it, but it helps them extend their arm, and if their arm's closest, it's just easier to do that way.
Yep, and I find too, there's also some misconception. Folks think that it's the end line as opposed to the point of exit. It's wherever it goes out of bounds. Also too, I feel like when I officiate back home, I sometimes have to, I give a geometry lesson, I think, to some of these players. But that is the case. And also it's when the ball goes out of bounds. It's not when it stops rolling. It's not when it hits the back fence. It's when it crosses over the boundary of the end line. And that's often, you'll have times in some instances where there's no one behind at X. Fast shot, the goalie's the closest, and people are often, puzzled by that. And here again is Panine. Nice take. And I told you coming into this,
it's
Nazari Panine, that's going to be his second goal there. He's just a strong, he had the clear himself in that one. He moved. It's one of those things where sometimes you move the ball to get the ball back. Teammate finds him. Strong drive down the alley. He's one of those guys who against he's a big, broad-shouldered, fast-running, strong man. And I find you're going to have someone with some bulk maybe to defend him and sort of try to turn him away.
Absolutely. Those kind of players are hard to defend if they know how to use their body. He's nice. He has a little fake before he dodges and kind of freezes the defenseman.
And it's a nice win on the face-off there for Denmark. That's number 16. It's Benebe Harold on a nice win. They're calling for a sort of yellow here. They'll settle the ball. They'll cycle it around. Close game here. They want to have a nice offensive set here. Give the defense a little break. So Denmark has the ball, top right of the goaltender. Cycling around. Alex Bjorn is out there. His brother is Daniel Bjorn, younger brother. As I said, Santa Cruz, California for those guys. Quite a way to get over here to Wrocław, Poland. Nice save again, number 5 on the shot there. That's going to be Olsen, Axel Olsen. And again, Timkiv.
There's a few players from Santa Cruz. There's one on the Spain team.
Okay.
That's also from Santa Cruz. And knowing that area, it's kind of isolated over the mountains from the Bay Area. So
yeah,
must have a nice league or something, high school.
Yeah, Mom was saying that the young man in goal today has been the starter on his varsity team. So we're going to have a timeout right here. Ukraine calls timeout. They're leading in the first quarter 2-1. Been an entertaining game so far. 3 minutes and 25 seconds roughly in the first quarter of play. Both teams looking for that elusive win. Both had nice renditions of their anthems this morning, singing. All of the players sort of sing in unison. There's something special about a tournament like this, coming together with folks. First of all, and the nicest thing is that the commonality is everyone loves lacrosse. And as a lacrosse guy, and Lee, I know you're a lacrosse guy, I tend to gravitate towards lacrosse guys. If I'm at a social event, I find out someone, a friend who introduces me to someone, I feel like there's an immediate connection with lacrosse. It's a small fraternity, but a tight one.
Oh, absolutely. And what's nice about this event, it's countries. There's pride as countries. I've here 3 years ago. I was in San Diego. And, just the interaction between, and now they're on the field, obviously it's a battle, but out off the field, they like to talk to each other.
Sure.
In fact, we have the Polish team was out at an Italian restaurant, and so was the Italian.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And they went to pay the bill, and they said, "Oh no, the Italian team took care of it."
Isn't that something? That's special. Really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
And that is what it's all about here. And it is funny. You'll go out in the town, the market square, beautiful here. If you ever get a chance to get to Wrocław, Poland, you know, great dining opportunities there. And then you will see people around. And you know, I saw someone. I was getting on the train this morning, and a guy had a shirt that said Deerfield Lacrosse. I had a shirt that said Lacrosse on it. Both gave each other the little thumbs up, sort of acknowledgement. But it is a special thing, special tournament for this European Championship we're looking at today. So Ukraine on offense, they just come out of that timeout. Maybe they drew something up. See Humniak out there, great speed. Haven't had too many touches for Melnyanchenko yet. He's been one of their goal scorers. And as I said it, now it comes to, he does get the ball through. This is 27. This is a good matchup right here. You know, nice checks right there, strong defense, good footwork by the Danish defender. And a great pickoff right there for Denmark. That's going to be Chris Graveson. And a turnover. Sorry, that was not Chris Graveson. That was Mertz again. 34 versus 24. Far side of the field.
Denmark sometimes looks a little impatient.
Yeah.
They had the clear coming, and several times they've thrown the ball away before they could get the offense set.
We had an infraction right there. Possibly stepped out of bounds. You guys might have a better vantage point on the television screen. We don't have a feed here in the booth. Just trusting our eyes that have called quite a few games over this, as you mentioned, 10-day tournament we've had here. Lots of game. We did mention earlier guys getting dinged up. I mean, these teams have at most a 22-man roster. Some have fewer. And, when you play as many consecutive days, in some cases people are playing 6, games in 7 days. It's a lot of wear and tear on your body. We had people the other night in some of the games, Latvia, it was in a late game, then they had to play early the next day in a quarterfinal. And Timkiv turns away another shot. 3 or 4 saves by my count right now. And here's Torben Agard. And he's had some nice play yesterday, attacking from X on a few occasions. Timeout goes to White. Finishing that thought, Agard yesterday, he was doing some nice approaches from X, trying for one of those Thompson-like takes where you the shovel pass gain, a shovel shot when you gain goal line and just sort of backhand throw it in the net, tried a few of those. So it also speaks to, just the skill set that's improving worldwide. Really can appreciate the hard work these men put in to their craft and just constantly getting better.
Well, I've definitely noticed that. 3 years ago, we were here for the qualifying tournament for the Worlds, and definitely noticed the improved stick skills. That's probably the hardest thing, really, to master. But if you spend a lot of time on the wall, it becomes so natural. And I've definitely seen from that to the San Diego Worlds, and now a couple of years later here in Wrocław.
Yeah, and across the sport in general, just you and I go back to probably lacrosse viewing, playing days. Prior to the 2000s, I go back. I've been around this game for over 30 years, and just the skill set in general, just how it's grown, has been amazing. Stick technology, equipment technology has helped as well. They've had to sort of implement some rules in some instances, just, because the ball doesn't go down as much, with stick technology. But really a lot of skill. So out of this timeout, 2-1 game here. You have to think that, Denmark sort of drew up a mindset they want to have, a play, a system, looking to get a goal here and knot this game up at 2. This is number 25. Bjorn has the ball carrying through X. A nice take right there, and that's Agard on the take. Yeah, Bjorn, you'll see out there. Lund, Agard. Some of the offensive skills. You know, short time here in the first quarter, 25 seconds. Outside shot setting up, nice look. In tight. We have a loose ball in front of the net. So it's going to be blue ball. We had a crease violation. Can't go in that crease at any time if you are a defensive or, you know, an offensive player. Defensive player can welcome themselves to go in there. Just can't carry the ball in there from outside. And so short time right here. Ukraine will look to clear. There's Panin, like I mentioned. He loves to clear that. He's got good speed, strong downhill dodger as he bulls towards the net right here.
Looks like a
Panin.
fullback.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter. So after 1 quarter of play here in Wrocław, Poland, Ukraine 2, Denmark 1. We'll see you in about 2 minutes for the start of the second quarter. First one cleanly, and then the last ones have sort of with Benabe Harold. He's really been battling in there, both strong and it pops out again. Ball can't leave that sort of line, that restraining box area until the ball either crosses over that or it's possession. We have possession called right here, and it's going to be the aforementioned Artem Polishuk, face-off man, goes back to the keeper. Timkiv. Over to number 77, haven't seen his name today, that's Yevgeny Shien. Nice ride here by Denmark, looking to turn them back. They do. And a nice clear for Denmark. Lukianchuk got the pass, has the ball now. Some nice communication out there by the defense for Denmark. Number 21 carries. Drobashuk. He gets it up top. Not much in that shot. Save will be made. Loose ball in front. Ooh. It's a little pretty solid little hit right there. Melnychenko with the ground ball. and he'll look to go to work. He has a different defender on him this time. He has Peter Duffield.
Ukraine's got some big boys.
Yeah, they sure do. And you know, they've been a really, you know, nice story during this tournament too. They've been walking around, you know, they're singing songs. They sing their anthem with such pride. And, you know, and that's when it gets real, you know. Clearly, a lot of them touched by things going on in their home country, and they're playing with pride here in Poland. That's a great take, highlight level goal right there for Melnychenko. Exactly sort of, I've seen this, I've had, like I said, I've had them maybe 3 games prior to this, so I've seen quite a few of their games. That's what he's capable of doing. He's a sort of a strong, broad man. He very slick though, good footwork, stick work is excellent. Sort of dragging that stick around, toe dragging, nice finish, strong dodge.
Once he gets going, it's hard to stop him.
He played collegiately at Chestnut Hill, according to his bio, in the United States. And the ball's out. Nice job for Denmark. I'll tell you, nice job on the face-off for Denmark. Nice look here. And a finish. That's going to be number 33, Nikolai Lund.
That was a bit unsettled and took advantage of that. The defense couldn't get set.
And it all starts with that wing play on the face-off. That was excellent. And, you know, nice effort in there by number 16 for Denmark on the face-off. I came into this game having seen both, and I thought, you know, that might be an advantage area for Ukraine. And he's been making it that 50-50 ball, getting it out, and the wing play was really effective for Denmark. And they have a goal, 3-2. For Ukraine right now in the lead. It's really nice right there. You can hear the officials sort of giving some instructions right there, telling them to sort of, oh, big hit right there. That's going to draw a flag. We're going to have a cross-check right there.
Yeah, that looked like a cross-check.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. That was a textbook one right there. When those hands extend, you see the sort of the jolt to the body. Guy goes down. So we will have, no one has sat down yet, so the penalty will be on number 7 for Ukraine, Narodnik. And we'll get to see the man up for Denmark. They had a few nice man-up looks yesterday. Nice look right here on the sneak. Excellent work. That's number 3. That's going to be Agard. Sort of snuck around there from X. You know,
Nobody
there was no defender. That's what it was. They sort of just rotated the ball. He was just below goal line extended. He got his feet moving, coming towards goal line extended, caught it on the curl, and no one was there. One little fake and beats the keeper, and we're all knotted up here at 3. And interesting too, you know, in international play, when you have a personal foul, it's a minute. You spend the whole minute in the box, so not released on the goal. So we have a man down face here for Ukraine. And if time doesn't sort of, as it's ticking away, if they can get another chance potentially here, if they come up with the ball, ball pops out. Nice win on the face-off here for Denmark. Ground ball for number 11, Dylan Pash. Nice ground ball. Now we are even. The penalty has been released. It's 6-on-6. Sort of offense versus defense here.
Again, there is no shot clock in international play, but there will be, supposedly in 2 years for the next one.
And now we mentioned Panin earlier. I said he was a, you know, jack of all trades, as they say. He's number 17's got a long stick right now. He's playing pole. He's got 2 goals in the game.
Let's see if he
ball's turned away.
When they go on offense, whether he'll run over and switch sticks.
Right. There he is with the ball right here. I mean, just a nice ride right here. Agard swinging that stick, battling in there. And coming away with it, it's going to be Lukyanchenko. Chuck. And that's a nice effort on the clear. So we have a thing here. We have number 11 covering number 11 here. Interesting to note. Ball goes through number 99, Let's Go, over to number 19. And that, I apologize. Oh, I've been giving credit to the wrong person in goal. I saw the wrong number. Blasco is the goalkeeper. I'm saying it's Timkiev. I apologize profusely. You might be able to hear some chants going on here by the Ukrainian fan group over here, chanting. It's fun here, game like this.
Yeah, they bring some noisemakers to the game. They had one the other day.
Nice take, number 95 on the dodge there. That's going to be Humniak. Vladislav Humniak. Nice take and finish. Beats the keeper. 4-3, Ukraine.
That was a really nice take, dodge down the alley. No one really slid over, and he had hands free for a nice,
nice finish.
Top corner.
And the face-off. Ball comes out. So Denmark continues to come away with the ball on these face-offs. Nice effort. Great job on the face-off and the wing play. That was Alex Farrington on the ground ball. Here's Agard with it. He's directing his sort of teammates here. Bertil Katager here with the ball, looking to set up a dodge right here. He's a righty, trying to get towards the middle. A lot of bodies flying out there. Nice take. Lukianchuk gave him a sort of try to body him up, turn him back. Ball's going to stay white on a loose ball push. Agard will restart the ball to the goalie's back left. Carries through X. Nice save right there, Blasco.
One thing I've seen too, which is happening over here, some of the other teams, kind of friends with, I think it might be the German team here rooting for Ukraine. We had the Italian team rooting for us in one game.
Yeah, that's really nice. Timeout called on the play. It's Ukraine ball. It is really nice, as you say. We do have the German team here. They're in support of cheering with the Ukrainian fans. It is a lot of fun. We had that the other day. I was watching an exciting game in pool play. It was Latvia played England, and very highly contested game. Great game through three quarters. England pulled away in the end. But you saw people were getting a scout and getting a look, but we saw a lot of players watching that game. It was a really it was on one of the grass fields here. It wasn't on the stadium field, but saw some of the Ireland team players over there watching that game. Now we're down to 4 teams in the tournament. Yesterday we had some quarterfinal games, so we're the final 4 teams in this tournament in terms of in pursuit of the championship of the European Championship here. We're going to have number 1 seed Italy is still in. We also have, and Italy will be playing Ireland later today. And we also have the nightcap. The last game of the night today will be another semifinal. It's going to be England taking on Israel, which, both of those games, we're going to have a high skill level, high IQ of the players, 4 top teams coming into this tournament, and it'll be really interesting to see how things sort of shake out and who becomes that, gets into the final, which will happen on Saturday. Another thing to think about is, so those 4 teams have also punched their tickets to Japan. for the World Championships that are going to be happening in 2027. But there's also, 3 other teams out of the other 4. So out of the 8 teams who were in the quarterfinals yesterday, 7 will advance, 1 will be left out. They'll be playing each other too. So a lot of lacrosse still to be played here in Wrocław over the next couple of days.
It's 3 years ago, it was just a qualifying tournament.
Mm-hmm.
We had COVID that they came out of. So there was no actual champion in that tournament. But here, there will be an actual European champion.
Nice little give and go. Ran a goal. That's a pretty give and go right there. A pretty goal.
That's what 17 can
And
do.
again, as we say, yes.
He drew the defense and a little back pass.
Really nice. I mean, it was literally, it was your textbook give and go, a play, sort of, or a pick and roll type thing. It was a basketball type maneuver. Excellent job by Ukraine on that.
There's definitely similarities
Yes,
of basketball
definitely.
strategies and vice versa in lacrosse.
Sure, defensively, offensively. And it's funny, I live in the northeast of the United States, in the Boston area, and people are often, to draw the analogy with, hockey, the physicality, which is there, like hockey. But I often say that I think basketball is one of the best sports, especially if you're, from an offensive or defensive perspective. The strategies are very similar. A lot of screening for the ball, away from the ball defensively, your approach and your help defense, very similar. And again, 95 right here. Ball sticks getting up high. Ball sticks up high. We do have a flag coming in there. That was a nice take. Vladislav Humniak's really feeling it right now. You can just see the energy he's playing with. It's going to be a technical foul on a hold. So we'll have a hold. That'll be a 30-second penalty. That penalty will start the time will elapse once the offender sits down. So
Ukraine's playing, like you said, with a lot of confidence.
absolutely. And this player in particular with the ball, I think that Humniak's really, he's playing with some fire over there. Tries to find a teammate on the crease, nothing there, but luckily for Ukraine, the ball stays in bounds and they're able to continue their offensive man-up look.
That'll happen on these grass fields.
Melnychenko was shaking a stick on the backside. He has it now. He looks to rip. Nice rip. That's what he's capable of, though. He's got, I've said it before, when his hands are free, look out. He's shooting right now. He's calling for that ball, wants it.
I guess he didn't reset it.
I think he jumped the whistle right there. The player was already into his motion. Deflected play. Here's Melnychenko. Nice save. The high schooler in net. That's Bjorn. Excellent job seeing that all the way. Tall young man. Getting his start today. He came in relief yesterday after an injury to the goalie. And Michael Melnychenko really, you could tell he wanted that ball, wanted the chance to shoot. And goaltender was equal to it. So Denmark, they'll have the ball right here. We're under 2 minutes to go in the half. 5-3. Agard saw some of those yesterday. Nice take from X. Errant pass right here. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Ukraine ball. Look at the speed. Let him come upfield a little bit with that. That's Humniak. He is flying out there. Melnychenko looking to ride. And Denmark gets it back. Number 6 with the ball. That's going to be Marius Kateger. Dylan Pash with the ball. Under 1 minute to go here in the half. Denmark slowing it down. Little flip pass. Number 33. This is going to be Bjorn, the older. This is Daniel Bjorn. Now we have Agard dodging from the top. He's an attackman getting up high with the stick there. And again, that's number 17, Panin, defensively. So we have a short stick on an attackman right here, but That's not a regular short stick. That's Panine. Ooh, we got a little.
That looks like a.
I think that was a little. There was an errant swing there. I don't know if he was just hurt or nice look, and a goal. Beautiful pass right there. Number 33. That's going to be Nikolaj Lund with the pass from Agard. Really nice goal right there, and Denmark able to pull within 1 of Ukraine. I don't know if he's trying to draw a flag right there on that. It did take a little whack, not going to lie. Number 25 did take a whack. That was going to be Bjorn.
First, I thought he just pulled him up. Pulled up with a.
Then I thought maybe he was trying to sell it, but there were no takers on that one. Play on. Short time here. We're coming up on 10 seconds to go in the half. Last ditch attempt right here. Got to get the ball to net. Short time. We're 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Needs to shoot right away. And that is going to be the end of the half. So after 1 half of play, an entertaining game. I came into this game thinking it would be entertaining, thought it would be evenly matched. We're seeing exactly that with 2 teams here playing with a lot of pride. At the end of the half, it's going to be Ukraine 5, Denmark 4. We'll come back in 10 minutes for the start of the 3rd quarter. Hope to see you there, Lax TV.
Commercial break! We've been really busy over the past 2 years developing our very own women's lacrosse stick.
We are really, really proud of it. So stop by the shop. We would love to tell you more about it.
Good Stick Co. Come get a stick. Good Stick Company is here to manufacture and produce lacrosse sticks locally here in the Czech Republic. Our mission is to make lacrosse more accessible so more kids can have access to affordable, high-quality equipment so more people can play this game and we can share this sport around the world. Our philosophy on pricing is quite simple. By removing all these different logistics and these middlemen in the manufacturing process of lacrosse sticks, we can pass those savings on to you. We can make these quality lacrosse sticks affordable for more people.
We honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse.
1 goal the difference in it. Ukraine has the advantage in that department. They're waiting for the clock operator, I think, maybe. Officials will tell them down. They'll then say set. They'll back out and blow that whistle. Looked like we might have had a little motion in there. But nothing there. Could have been a player playing without his cross. Could have been pushed in order to get that. Not sure. Oh, we got a change here. And it's going to be Denmark ball. I think in the end, I think he was dispossessed of his stick, which would then, once he makes contact with someone, you know, he's going to get playing without the cross, and then the player kind of pushed him and fell on top of him, so I think they got it right. Looked a little interesting, though. So, ball's up top. Denmark looks to swing it around.
Sure, they're looking to tie this game up and change the momentum their way.
Yeah, they've done a nice job on the face-off, getting these possessions. And again, that's number 95 on Ukraine, Humniak. He's really been all over the field today. Fast young man here. Got the ball again, comes up with the ground ball. Finds number 17. That's going to be Panin. We've said him so many times. Goes back to Humniak. They're sort of great two-way middies, these guys, and as they find each other, good passing coming up the field. They look to settle it in. Humniak with it. Strong left hand, gets back to the right. Right down the middle, nice shot. Great attempt by Humniak. That's one, if I'm the coaching staff for Ukraine, I'm saying keep that in my mind. That's a nice matchup for him. He sort of went by the initial defender. Wasn't a great slide coming that way. He got a good look at the net, just couldn't put it past the goalie as he looks to substitute now. Nice job by Denmark. Good physical play right there by number 99, Rasmussen, as he comes in, defending. Ukraine looks to clear. And here's that Rasmussen again. Got to count, make sure they got to count, make sure 1, 2, 3, that they have the proper. And we're going to have a timeout. Timeout, Denmark. In the early stages here, not even a third of the way through the third quarter. Denmark clears, and they call a timeout. You might be able to hear there's a lawnmower going by right behind us.
Yeah, we had that yesterday in a game.
Mowing some fields. Nice facility here in Wrocław, Poland. You know, nice infrastructure here. You know, I take the tram over every day. For the first time since I've been here, Lee, I was asked for my ticket today to see where my ticket was.
Interesting.
Yes.
You buy a ticket for the
yes.
day or whatever,
yes.
But for the week, I still have. I better go get it.
Yeah.
I have this week's back at the hotel.
I'll tell you, and you know, the
but
people.
But paid for.
They do. The people who run the tournament do. I haven't grabbed mine. I never got one. Didn't know that was an option, but. I sort of, for the first time, it's a really, really just effective system over here. And once I know the 2 trains I can get on going here and going home. One time we got on the wrong one and had to do some fixing on that. But you know, it's interesting these days with apps and you know, translator things that you can get around.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I've just used maps.
Yes.
And put it in. It tells you which trains you can be on.
How long it'll take if you have to walk.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed too, I move a lot more when I'm over here too. A lot, getting those feet moving. I'm, as everyone's always watching their steps, getting my steps in over here. I feel like I'm going to go back home after this and feeling good to attack the rest of the summer. We have a nice take here, number 12 on the take. Agard moves it. Nice save right there. Turned away. It was a nice little rip by Lund. And a nice save over there. Jay Blasco in net. Seen him on several occasions. He's always good for a few saves a game. Number 31 with the ball here for Ukraine. That will be Zhabotinsky. And Panin up top has the ball. Right hand. He moves it. Humniak goes to his left, come back to his right. Runs right down that alley. Nice shot right there. Humniak, he really is having a day today. Nice take. We said that last time, though. I said, when he has a matchup up top, they're going to, put that in the back of their mind. They did. Nice take right there. We have a stoppage right here. Goaltender having a little bit of an equipment issue. And that's the one player you always have to fix the equipment on. Other guys, you'd say, hey, just sub off. We'll get another one in. Bit of a helmet issue here.
Always safety first.
Absolutely. We saw that there was some frustration, actually, in that last night in the quarterfinal game with Ireland. A player from Germany had thrown the ball and the head of his stick came off as he was throwing it, so that the ball was going to be awarded to Ireland. Ireland picked it up, was ready to go, thought they had transition, and the officials, rightly in terms of safety, they sort of slowed the thing down. They said, my time, stop the clock, and they wanted to remove the sort of dead wood off the field, if you would, because if you have jagged pieces of metal and things out there, can be dangerous. Interesting too that if a stick does break during lacrosse, or if you don't have your stick in field lacrosse, you can't play without a stick. You're not considered a valid player. Whereas if you play box lacrosse, which a lot of these guys sort of play in that format as well, you're welcome to. It's almost like an ice hockey maneuver. So we look to have everything figured out here with the goalie. He's putting his gloves back on, ready to go. We'll have a face-off. This has been a good matchup today. And they have to let those two balls wait till the ball pops out. Nice ground ball. Ooh, we have flag on the play. That's going to be Alex Farrington. Nice ground ball, draws the flag. So Denmark has sort of, we call a free play right here. They need to attack the net. They need to keep the ball in under the restraining line in the offensive zone. A drop pass or stepping out will kill the play and will then adjudicate the foul. And that's a great take right there. Torben Agard from X. Dominant right hand, sort of absorbs the contact, turns and finishes. Nice take, and we have a flag on the play. Now,
you're talking about a broken stick. If you ever see it, they don't run off with it, pick it up. They cannot. Right. They leave it there, and that's also safety.
Absolutely.
Is running out with a broken metal stick.
Yep.
Anything could happen. Say if he slipped and fell. So you're not allowed. You just leave it there, and they'll eventually either stop at your play or the ref will pick it up and toss it off the field.
So that'll be a 1-minute penalty on a slash. The time is running, right now. So you'd like to get this face-off underway if you are Denmark. So if you can win the face-off, you could then maximize your time with the extra man offense. Nice ground ball, again, by Farrington. So, Denmark getting their extra man offense, another look. They got one. Let's see if they got one in the flag down situation. Let's see if they can get one here. Probably, you know, maybe a little bit early in the offense to go with that. It's going to stay white ball right here. We had a play-on situation. White will keep it. You know, they want to get into a set right here. Move. There's the good ball movement. That's a big stop right there. Deflected ball. Penalty has been released. We are all even. Someone's going to pick it up, come out of there with it. White ball. We had a push. So Denmark retains possession. Tager with it. Skeffington. Nick Skeffington moved that ball. Lund to Agard. We also have Axel Olsen out there. Nice save. Jay Blasco.
Goalie stayed right on that pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Cut the so there's not much of an angle.
Lukianchuk shows a burst of speed, clears the ball. Ukraine will go on offense. Now Ukraine has played quite a bit of defense right there. One would think they might want to slow this down a little bit, pull it out, or they might go to the net. Nice take. Ball is loose. And goalies are right. And the officials were in great position to see that. No crease violation. That's going to be a goal. Number 21 getting the credit on that. That's going to be Drobashuk. That's one of those ones, Lee, difficult spot to pick up a ground ball in traffic like that. You know, it takes a certain amount of just, knowing you're going to take a few whacks. That's a good, tough ground ball and finish.
It's tough on the goalie because you're watching the ball go all over, and if somebody picks it up, he may not even know that he has the ball in his cross and then sneaks it in. I see it all the time.
Not a lot of time to react in there when it's in tight either. That ball's out. Panine with the ground ball, one-handed, left-handed scoop by Panine. Lukianchuk. Panine's out there. Timkiev. Number 58, that's Abgayani, Reichen, McJoint. Yoink. And we'll have a timeout for Ukraine. Ukraine is up by 2, 7-5. They take a timeout, 4:44 showing on the clock in the third quarter. And they just want to sort of maybe go over something here. You know, a 2-goal lead right now, getting that third goal, can be a big difference in a game like this. Tightly contested game. I'm sure they're going to draw something up.
Especially you're near the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
You get a 3-goal lead going into the fourth. A big advantage. Absolutely.
And it's, and especially, Ukraine, as much as, I think that the Denmark face-off unit has done a really great job. Their wing play has been excellent. They've been scooping first-time ground balls. But really, hats off to Michael Benmibe, Harrield, really doing a nice job at the face-off X, because he's going against a tough hombre over there in Artem Polishuk. He's been really strong in the previous games I've seen at face-off. So they're battling, but Denmark's getting the better of that right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a timeout.
Ukraine's playing with much more confidence than they did early in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
They're feeling that they can compete, and you can see that with their confidence out there.
Yeah, they were in a tough group in the group stages. I had them against Germany. Germany was in a quarterfinal last night. Very strong team, disciplined team. You know, and that was sort of a lopsided game. But what I love about it is the heart that Ukraine plays with. You know, they're playing hard within the lines. You know, discipline as well, and you know they don't take silly penalties or reactionary things like that. I think there's been some great play. You know, we keep mentioning, you know, Melnychenko today. You know, Humniak's really been great. Panin. So they have some really nice players, and they're putting it together here. It's funny, interesting going to look to set that screen. Luckily he ran away from it. That would have been a moving screen had he brought it back the other way. So here's the previous goal scorer, Drobachuk. Nice check right there, takeaway by Denmark. They look to run the transition, fast break right here. Hustling back in the hole is going to be Panin. Nice stick protection here by Denmark. Flag on the play. That was Dylan Pash. Picked up the ground ball, started the fast break, did a great job getting down the field. He was, you know, in hot pursuit was Panin, throwing those checks from behind, and we're going to have a penalty on the play. It's going to be a 30-second hold on that. Panin's going to be careful with that free hand when he was out there. So we get to see the Denmark man-up team again. Quick passing usually beats a man down. You have that extra man, extra attacker. Sometimes they'll slip it into that crease. That high crease is open right now a little bit. Agard, he's got good eyes out there. He'll look to set up the offense. Here we go. Bjorn on the rip. Misses just high. They want to get that defense shifting out here. Maybe look to get a nice backside look for an easier shot on goal. Not much of an angle there. The penalty's expired. We're all even right now. That was one of those ones where not a lot of angle to shoot at over there, especially when you have Jay Blasco hugging the pipe right. That ball hits the pipe, goes out of bounds, stays for Denmark. Agard takes it at X. He might be looking for one of those. He's looking to feed right there, get the ball in his left hand. Skip pass. It's a shot. Shot was partially deflected, never made its way to Blasco.
I was going to say that looked deflected.
And that's a nice take again from X. That's going to be Torben Agard. We've seen that play before. He notches another one.
He gets the matchup he wants and uses his speed, and from X and just comes around and picks his spot.
We've seen that very similar type of goal earlier today from him. You know, rotates those hips, nice turnover of the sort of his right, his dominant right hand, beats the goaltender. Nice goal. So in this instance, if they can get this face-off, you might be able to do a little make it, take it here if you're Denmark. So this is an important face-off. As time is moving down, minute 30 left in the quarter. Ball is out. Little contact from behind. Nothing in it apparently. And the ball will come out. Face-off man with his own ground ball. Nice job. Moves it number 11. That's Dylan Pash. Pash content to start the offense. He's got a cutter right here. Feeds it. Nice cut. What a take right there. That was a great look by Pash. Hard hustle by Alex Bjorn. Couldn't find the net on it, but excellent little run right there for Denmark. They're showing some life offensively. They'd love to get one here, potentially tie this game up going into the fourth quarter. Here's Katager. Big check comes out. Nice wrap right there, number 4, Andrei Drachuk. Solid check. Here's Agard. Nordian Hook defending. Just missing high was Bjorn. Player falls down. looked like a hold right there, and it was. We're going to have a hold as we're going to have a hold. That's going to be number 4. Just mentioned him before. That's going to be Drachuk on that. Slipped on the play as the offensive player ran by. He kind of gave him almost a little hug, it looked like. But so we have short time right here. They may elect to hang on to the ball. They'd get possession to start the next quarter unless they get the look they want right here. So
Yeah.
at the end of 3 quarters, that was a smart play when you have an 30-second penalty right here. Only about 10 seconds or so elapsed on it. But Denmark retains possession in an uneven situation. So we'll start the 4th quarter with Denmark possession on the man up in a 7-6 game. Come back. We'll see you in 2 minutes for the entertaining finish of this one. Thanks for watching Lax TV. All right, we're ready to get going here for the start of the 4th and final quarter. We have Ukraine hanging on to a 1-goal lead against Denmark. Denmark has the ball top center. Agard has it. They're in man up. There's not a lot of time on this 30-second man up, but they're looking to run a wheel backside. Wide open is Agard, and he has the finish. Between the legs, nice finish. Torben Agard really having a great game today, but that was right there, Lee. That's your sort of old-fashioned wheel, they call that offensive set. They sort of, where it's a throwback, sort of right-handed wheel right there. The guys sort of run upfield, throw it back to their left, to another righty, and then the defense didn't sort of adjust to that, and it was Agard against the goalie, and he wins that.
Yeah, he was wide open. That's what that's the other good part of holding the ball. At the end of the quarter, the coach can set up a play and that's exactly what he did.
So Panin, number 17, will have the long pole again. So he's normally a short stick midi. Now he's going with the long pole again. He sort of does it all for this Ukrainian side. We have a tie ball game right here. Thought we had a push, we didn't. And that's going to be a nice ground ball. Humniak, he's got some wheels on him. Fast break right here. And he just went right to the net. A couple of other attempts, player knocked down. There's a flag on the play. Nice job of the official, keeping an eye on the shooter right there. So we're going to have a 30-second technical foul right here. It'll be a man-up opportunity for Ukraine. And that was Vladislav Humniak came up the field right there. Has those great speed. He said, I'm not hitting that point, man. I'm going right to the net. Here's the Melnichuk. Nice save right there, turned back by number 13, Daniel Bjorn. We mentioned earlier, high schooler out of California in net, getting the start today. I come back to that if I'm Melnichuk. I think that he went for the near side. I think he had a lot of room to deal with if he goes over the other shoulder, although the goaltender is right-handed. But with his shot, he wants to let that thing fly. Nice skip pass right there. Excellent skip pass. Too hot to handle. Ukraine can't pick it up. unfortunate right there. Well, the goal is good, but I heard a whistle. I'm not sure. This will be interesting. It almost seemed like it was like flag and whistle at the same time.
Yeah.
Ball might have been down at the time, so that would be the right call if the ball was loose. No goal. So I think that's what's going to happen right here.
Yeah, the flag went up.
That was yeah, it was nice. It was. The flag was up. The ball was on the ground, so it was it's one of those things. The flag and the whistle came at sort of simultaneously. So it'll be man up right here for Ukraine. Michael Melnychenko moves it up top. And Humniak is just letting it fly. He's really feeling it today. He's been really doing a great job on offense. He's got a couple goals. He wants a few more.
I'm sure they'd like to go back ahead right now. Ukraine's been ahead most of the game.
Yeah, there's been a slight momentum shift. It's sort of been chipping away. Nice play here defensively. That's off a white stick. Scooped up by Lesko. Lesko moves the ball up top. Denmark satisfied to get back in defensively. Melnychenko.
He can shoot it quick.
He sure can. A little bit of whip in that stick right there. The ball misses wide to the right. He's looking to get that shot again, potentially. Inside roll. This is what he does. That is an incredible goal by Melnychenko. Highlight level goal.
Wow. He had his mind made up.
He sure did.
Two defenders did a nice.
Really nice take. Number 27, Michael Melnychenko. Excellent goal. And that's the second one he's done with those. But it's that loopy stick movement that he does. You know, he feels the pressure because everyone knows he's got that strong left hand. He will come back left. He rolls, very just, deftly in there. Does a sort of another one of those looping sort of right to left hand changes and a great finish. Avoiding the crease as well. Literally highlight level goal. Hoping you'll see that one later on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook.
It looks like a swim move, but it's not quite.
It is. It's very smooth too.
Yeah. Oh, he's super confident with that move.
And he's a big strong man, and it's good feet though, great hands, nice finish. He's a goal scorer. So Denmark looking to answer. 8-7 game, Ukraine in the lead. 1 goal game. It's Denmark. They've tied this game up. They've not led, to my recollection. It's been Ukraine more so, but they're fighting to get back into this 8-7. Nice take right here. They get it through X. This is going to be one of their goal scorers. Nice job right there, though. Nice rip by Nick Lund. He was. He was shooting around the defender, using the defender as a screen. That's a nice look. They might come back to something like that. Here's Agard. He's been really, really just explosive and elusive down here at X. Look at him in left-handed. Nice take left-handed. We've seen him do that same move right-handed. Now he goes back to the left. Lund moves the ball. Nice ball movement right here. Nice find on the backside. And the save is there. Bjorn had a shot. Might want to, put that ball on the turf a little bit. It's a nice shot right there.
Issue with the soft, kind of muddy in the crease.
Yeah.
You don't quite get the bounce.
Yeah, you're right there. And especially
the ball a little bit. Too.
And that was his offhand on the take right there. He's a strong right-handed shooter. Shot left-handed again. That's going to be Lund using the defender as a screen. Comes back to it again. Maybe he'll take a third chance. Is the third time a charm. Nice feed. And he finds number 15 on the crease, Alex Farrington. Really nice look. Nick Lund, Alex Farrington, 1-2 combination, assisted goal. Really pretty. We're all knotted up here at 8.
That was great patience.
That really was.
Great patience, and he just crossed over. Nobody picked him up. He saw him wide open, and so the vision was great.
And that's that extra pass, making that one more look. You see it, the unselfish play in lacrosse. I really thought he was going to let it fly again. Figured he had 2 attempts missed, maybe try the third. Found his teammate, excellent finish, tie game. Nice win forward to himself. Oh, we might have had someone out early there. That was, there was no possession call yet, but in any regard, Denmark will have it. Defending right here is going to be Artem Polishuk, the face-off man playing some D-midi out there, and Agard with 7 minutes roughly to go in the game. Looks to start the offense. Denmark gaining confidence as this game has gone on. Their offense settled up, has looked pretty good here today. Defensively, goaltender's been really solid for both teams. They made some really nice saves. Ooh, nice little take, turn the corner, just missed. That's going to be number 11, Dylan Posh. 33 will start with the ball. That's Lund. It's hard pass to the high crease. Good look, top side. Pash again. It's going to stay with Denmark on the chase out. Here's Agard with the ball. Will he try to turn the corner again? Looking to go to the left side this time. Into feed. Nice feed. Excellent work right there. He finds Nikolai Lund on the crease for the finish. Nice work right there. Left-handed feed. I'll tell you, the ambidexterity of Torben Agard's been really nice to watch today. Sometimes he turns the corner and shoots. In that instance, he sort of came up, his head was up, stick in the left hand, finds his teammate. Great finish.
Great work from X with him. He's using his very quick, and we can see he can go with both hands. And they didn't want, he's come around a couple of times with that and scored on that. And that time they went over to him, and he found his man wide open in the middle.
So we're tied up again. Denmark would like nothing more than to maybe win this faceoff, go on offense again, and try to finally get into the lead of this game. The ball is still loose. Players have to stay under that line now. If the ball goes over, we're going to have a push. The ball is going to go to Denmark. So Denmark.
Actually, Denmark, I think. I can't see. The ref's in the way.
With momentum. Tie game.
No, they're actually up 9-8.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I apologize. Yes, they do have the lead. See that? We had an official standing in front of the scoreboard. I didn't see that. Great catch there, Lee. So they do have the lead.
Yeah, and now with the lead with 5 minutes left, they're going to be very patient on this.
Ooh, nice play there at X. That was a rough little turf pass on some slick grass. Not something you'd want to try. Equal to it, though, was Agard. Nice take right here. Blocked in front. Ground ball. Turned
nice
away.
Saves.
Absolutely. This ground ball is going to be crucial right here. Who wants possession of this ball late in the game? And then coming away with it will be Denmark. Lund. Nice job on that. Agard moves the ball up top. Bjorn finding his teammate on the crease. Excellent look. Number 15, Farrington from Bjorn. Nice look on that crease. And Lee, the assisted goals we're seeing from Denmark here. Really nice offense. 2-goal lead late in the game. That's a big goal.
Those are 2 big saves by Ukraine, but Denmark retained the ball, but they're finding that opening in the middle of that defense, and they've taken advantage on the last 3 plays.
Really have. And when you're in that instance, when the player catches that ball on the crease, when no one's there to defend, it's a really tough spot you're putting your goalie in.
Oh yeah, it's he's got numerous places to put that ball.
Absolutely.
The goalie just kind of has to guess.
And
we've seen
goalies in the tournament guess correctly, but it's one of those. And I coach for many years. I'd always tell my goalie something like that hey, that's not on you at all. But I mean, sometimes they do steal one, so they're going to hope to do that in the final minutes here. Coming out of this, the strategy might change for Denmark late in the game. 2-goal lead. They might want to, slow it down, cycle the ball. Time's on their side. They've been sort of winning the face-off battle. So Denmark has to be liking their chances right now, but Ukraine will come out of this timeout fired up. One of their leaders in many of these games, Artem Polishuk, on the face-off. He really is going to want to have this one. He's got some strong midfielders on the wings, notably Nazare Panine has been out there, and as you see Michael Melyanchenko heading down to his attack spot, he's going to be someone who's going to want to touch the ball here late in the game if Ukraine has a chance to set up their offense. This is a battle at the face-off X. And Denmark comes away with it.
They've been winning that ground ball battle
Sure
in the
have.
second half.
And right now, you see Torben Agard. He's had an excellent game today. He's been the multi-assist guy, multi-goal guy, really doing well.
I think Denmark's going to just be patient. They might end up getting a stall warning against them, but they may move it and look for that pass in the middle again.
Aaron, pass there. I did see the officials sort of looking for each other, looking to comment, looking to say, hey, you know, when are we going to put this on them? So I think you're going to be assured there will be a stall put on here pretty soon. They do go to the net, though, so flag on the play. Flag on the play right there. So we're going to have a slash right there on Andrei Drachuk. You know, it's one of those things, you know, this late in the game, the clock is still running. It'll stop at 2 minutes left, but kind of thought the sticks kind of were up there. Not a lot in that, but
The defense will be aggressive too. They want to get the ball back.
so right here, coming out of that, we're going to have a timeout. So clock will stop, 2:33 left in the game. We'll have a man-up situation for Denmark. It'll be a 1-minute penalty. Denmark may be content to just, you know, pass this ball around for a minute. You know, do they really need another goal? You know, no, but then again, if an opportunity arises, they have a chance to go up by 3, I'm sure they'd love to do that as well. What they don't want to do is have early offense, have a turnover. We'll wait for this lawnmower to go by.
No, especially that, because who knows that you get some quick transition goal by Ukraine and win a face-off, and next thing you know, there's a minute left and it's only a 1-goal game.
Yeah, I mean, if the ball were to go down, someone with the speed of a Humniak or something were to carry upfield, get a transition like you say, you know, that would be ideal for Ukraine. But if you're Denmark, you don't want to have that happen. Probably want to cycle that ball, be very deliberate on offense. So defensively, you can see Panine goes with the long pole now. So he's been swapping out between long pole and short stick out there. Sticks are going to be up, looking to knock down passes here.
Yeah, Ukraine's had a few that are going both ways, defense off. Could be fatigue that set in later in the game.
Shot was blocked. And there's going to be that turnover that Ukraine will be happy to see. They'll have the ball. We're going to have 2 minutes coming up here. 2 minutes left to go in the game, down by 2. Ukraine looks to clear. Trying to find some help here is going to be Yumchuk. Great ride here by Denmark. Ball goes away, picked up by Denmark. So the ride was effective, the clear was not. Denmark has the ball, 1:35 to go in this game. Lund will move the ball. Farrington to Lund as they get the ball down to Skeffington. Skeffington's going to play a little game of keep away. Ukraine's going to have to push out here. They really need to pressure down 2 goals in this late in the game. In a game that they've led most of the game, not until the latter part of this fourth quarter. We have a stall warning put on Denmark, and as it's put in, the ball goes out of the box. Once it passes over that line, it's going to be Ukraine ball. They will clear. They will possess. The clock does stop here. We're under 2 minutes. They're in the offensive side of the field. Let's go. Kymniak, he's going to have the green light. He's going to look to shoot. Ball gets through X. Not able to find it. It goes. It's going to be a push. The ball will stay with Ukraine. So fortunate right there. There's a little push. Ukraine's got to clean up this passing. They have 38 seconds left. They need 2 goals. They got to want to get the ball to number 27, one would think. They try to force it into him. Staying in bounds. Amazingly, the wet grass may have helped to keep that one in. Clock continues to tick, tick, tick. Great check right there. Game changer of a check right there. Lucas Peterson, D. Twigs, Melyanchenko. Denmark with the ball. Agard will carry in. Short time right here as he runs away, taking a few whacks from Nahorik. And there's the final whistle. And it will be Denmark with a 10-8 win today. Great effort on both sides. Entertaining game from start to finish here. Really enjoyed this one. So signing off here from Wrocław for Lee and myself, Marty Horkin, looking to say goodbye. Tune in later, Lax TV. Appreciate you being here.
I'm joined here on the sidelines by number 13 from Ukraine, goalie Jay Blasko. Jay, you're making some incredible saves out there today. What does it mean to wear this jersey, make some highlight plays, and just play in this tournament overall?
I mean, it's where I'm from. I was born there, and I'm just really proud to represent my country. Yeah.
Now, this tournament, we all know the turnout of it, but being here has been a learning experience for you guys, right? You're seeing a lot of great lacrosse, getting to interact with all these great teams, great players. How does that improve the level of Ukraine lacrosse?
I think they play a lot of sixes back in Ukraine, so I think from the first game you see a lot of development to now. So this was our best game yet, our best showing. We're just taking it quarter by quarter.
And what has been your favorite? You guys been here for almost 2 weeks. What's been your favorite part of this experience here in Poland?
I think just meeting everyone. Everyone's so strong and so inspiring.
One more time, number 13, Jay Blasko from Ukraine as they fall short to Denmark here at the 2025 European Men's Lacrosse Championships.
I'm here with number 15, Alex Farrington. You had a hat trick today, rolling around the crease. You were found on the crease. How did you feel against the Ukrainian defense?
They had a good defense, but once we got the ball around a few times, my teammates found me, luckily, so it was good. It was a good game, a lot of energy.
And this is your first win in the tournament, so congrats on that. What is the energy from all your teammates right now?
Yeah, we really wanted this. We needed wins a few games ago, but it was about time, so we were really happy we got this done. Yeah.
Awesome. And then, not tomorrow, you got a day off, but on Saturday, you're playing Sweden for a chance in the D2 tournament. How are you going to prepare for that game?
So we know Sweden pretty well. They're our rivals, our buddies, so we know all the guys on that team, so we'll watch some film. They've been having a tough tournament as well, but they got their win against Bulgaria now, but they're still a good team, so it'll be a fun one, yeah.
And then is there anything you want to say to anybody watching at home?
Hi moi, and shout out to Siplana, and hi Johanna. Yeah.
Awesome. It's Alex Farrington from Denmark after a win today in the European Men's Lacrosse Championships in Wrocław. Good job.
Thank you.